We want our farmers to produce more and for their livelihood to be improved.
Farmers and extension workers are being sensitized on the advantages of the use of improved seeds and biotechnology.
If our extension agents get it right, then farmers will be properly guided to produce their necessary food that we are sure will meet.
Director General National Biotechnology Development Agency says agricultural transformation in Nigeria requires a new approach that is technology driven.
Without mechanization, without improved seeds, without quality seed, without control of pest diseases and climatic change, to be able to feed this population of over 200 million.
With the use of modified crops, the application of insecticides and pesticides, scientists say, would drastically reduce and thereby lead to increase in crop yield. Musa Aliyu, NTA News.
On a beat in politics, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, has met with some former presidential aspirants of the party's primary election. The meeting focused on how to foster closer working relationships towards the party's victory in 2023. Timothy Yusuf reports.
Renowned journalist and publisher Dele Momodu led 4 others in the meeting with the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar. He harped on the need for all the former aspirants to come together and work towards the victory of the PDP at all levels. Issues threatening peace in the party, they agreed, must be brought under control. Atiku Abubakar commended them for accepting the outcome of the convention that produced him as the party's presidential candidate and for not raising the dust, promising to work with all of them ahead of the 2023 election. Meanwhile, High Chief Raymond Topesi, a member of the PDP Board of Trustees and Chairman Technical Committee to the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar, has played host to the House of Representatives Aspirants Forum from across the country, where he assured that all internal party democracy challenges confronting the PDP would be resolved.
All of us here, we have structure down to grassroots.
I belong to the school of thought that our internal democracy has not been perfected.
Members of the forum pledged continued allegiance to the PDP. The PDP New Generation, led by the Director General Audu Mahmoud, has similarly enjoined leaders and members of the party to close ranks, leveraging the resolutions of the recent National Executive Committee meeting of the party to now put all differences behind. Still in the efforts to further unite the PDP, leaders of the party in Kogi State converged on Abuja to review party activities. They demanded a free atmosphere to play a purposeful opposition role in Kogi State. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress Vice Presidential candidate Senator Kashim Shettima lauded the commitment of AP's National Integrity Movement for being at the forefront of increasing the party structures ahead of takeoff of political campaigns. Senator Kashim Shettima says the legacy projects and other major strides achieved by the APC administration require continuity from within the party circle for consolidation and progress. He pledged support for the movement and appealed to the body to display maturity and campaign on issues.
Let's go out and work hard. Honestly, it gladdens my heart. Nigeria is a kaleidoscope of colors, and this kaleidoscope of colors is reflected in the composition of beauty.
They are ready, Your Excellency, to do it in 2023 by the grace of God.
Leader of the group, Abubakar Sadiq Fakai, says the movement is determined to take the gospel of APC to the doors of every Nigerian and ensure victories of all its candidates in the upcoming general elections. Northern Nigeria will continue to uphold unity and sanctity of the country above other considerations, especially now that the nation is approaching election year. Paper presenters at this year's Arewa House annual lecture said protection of national interest will remain overriding factor in any political calculation. Omar Ajingi reports that the annual lecture frowned at politics of religion, ethnicity and sectionalism.
The engagement of critical stakeholders by the Area House Center for Documentation and Research Development is an annual event which provides roadmap for development of northern Nigeria. The convergence of renowned academics from the Ahmadu Bello University Zaria at this year's annual lecture is addressing issues which tend to polarize the country on religious and political divide. A lead paper presenter, Professor Al-Qasim Abba, in his 54 pages lecture titled Contemporary Nigerian Politics, Chronicle Challenges Facing the Nation Revolving Around Politics. The paper dwelt on the need for Nigerians to put the country first in whatever consideration. He urged political class to avoid overheating the system in the overall interest of the nation's well-being.
We need a president that can render service, that can help improve the quality of our life, that can improve the economy, and we can live better. We catch up, the world is moving, they will not wait for us. So we need to disengage from sectionalist politics. We begin to look forward to a Nigerian politics. And
this idea of regions has to be discarded.
They called for reorientation of Nigerians to amplify factors that bind them together. In Kaduna, Umar Ajingi, NTA News.
You're watching Panorama on NTA. Time to take a break. More reports ahead. To stay with us.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
You're still watching Panorama on NTA. Concerned about the plight of victims of sexual violence, Akwa Ibom State Government has equipped a sexual assault referral center for Ikot-Ekpene Senatorial District for public use at the General Hospital, known as the Restoration Center. It was inaugurated by the Akwa Ibom State Deputy Governor Moses Epo. Kelvin Samuel reports.
Sexual violence has been a challenge around the globe, and Nigeria is not an exception, with statistics showing that 1 in every 4 girls and 1 in every 10 boys in Nigeria experience sexual violence before the age of 18, contending with the social menace observers believe is a way forward.
As against this backdrop of this solid reality, the first lady initiated the gender-based violence referral center in Akwa Ibom State to tackle both the physiological and psychological trauma experienced by such victims.
We now have the center across the 3 senatorial districts. If it happens in Ikot-Ekpene senatorial district, bring a patient here. Don't be afraid of hospital money. They will be treated free of charge.
There were goodwill messages in appreciation of the gesture of government to help curtail the number of unattended sexually molested persons, which oftentimes leads to depression and death. In Uyo, Kelvin Samuel, NTA News.
In other news, former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria and the 14th Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II, has been elected as the president of the Fulani Pan-African Organization, Tabita Polanco International. The former governor of the Apex Bank and his executive will oversee the affairs of the organization for the next 4 years. Charles Alpha reports.
26 members of the new executive who were nominated by delegates of the Capital Polanco International from 25 African countries and Europe have now been confirmed elected based on consensus at the Extraordinary General Assembly of the association held in Abuja.
His Royal Highness Muhammad Sanusi II is current and carrying in foreign that the President of Electoral International.
The task before the new President Muhammad Sanusi II and his executive will be to tackle the stigmatization of members while also promoting peace and interests of the Capital Polanco International.
We also have to look at life prevention with a view to encouraging a gradual shift from normalism and a focus on productivity and innovative approaches and improved husbandry practices.
And there is an absolute need for Capital Polanco and all the other bodies to put an end to all these bad virtues or bad behavior that is associated with our youth today.
The new leadership will chart a new course, particularly in the bad image TPI has, especially in Nigeria and other countries.
And very soon, our general election come 2023 is coming. So I am sure they will preach peace, unity, and development.
Founded in 2002, Capital Polanco International, a Fulani Pan-African organization with members also drawn from Europe, is out to promote and protect the arts and culture of the Fulbe people in Abuja. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
The federal government has inaugurated a donors forum with a mission to meeting the 2023 census funding gap worth more than 681 billion naira. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo at a breakfast meeting with development partners, international and local organizations in Abuja assures of Nigerian government's determination to utilize every resource towards the forthcoming 2023 census process in Nigeria. Oluseyi Adeagbo reports.
As the breaking of the day, one important feature of it is the breakfast, and the federal government is initiating this get-together to update key players driving a census programs on how it has been putting money where amount is. A side presentation from the budget office explaining commitment to the population programs since 2015. The federal government says through a budget system it has funded pre-census activities such as the area demarcation exercise EAD and trial census among others. Spokesman to the Vice President Laolu Akonde delivers the VP's message at the event.
This breakfast meeting, therefore, is a necessary step towards soliciting your support for the conduct of a census that will be truly digital, scientific, and produce data that will guide planning within the context of global economic challenges, insecurity, and human development situations.
Funds given to the Commission will be judiciously managed in a transparent manner.
After explanation on Nigeria's position to conducting the 2023 census, partners and key players are joining the line.
The United Nations in Nigeria will continue to support the development efforts of Nigeria, including the implementation of a transformative census.
The target now is in actualizing this funding gap of more than 681 billion naira as speakers harp on the imports of Nigeria having an accurate census data of a population for planning and development. In Abuja, Oluseyi Adeagbo, NTA News.
To electoral matters now. The Independent National Electoral Commission says the days of election result manipulations are over, with assurances of strengthening the results management mechanism of the Commission ahead of the 2023 general elections. Chairman of the Commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, gave the assurance at an election results management roundtable in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf tells us more.
dashboard as presented by
the launch of the election results analysis dashboard by Yaga Africa, another milestone in efforts to make elections more transparent in Nigeria. It followed INEC results viewing portal deployed in some of the recent off-season elections conducted in Ekiti and Osun states. This roundtable offers the opportunity to review performances and build public confidence in INEC's election results management capacity.
Yes, the IREV is a public portal designed by INEC, but as a civil society organization, we perform our role as vanguards of the electoral process by providing citizens oversight. Nigerians can relate with these results because there are other processes. Now you can see it. You can see analysis of it. It's never been done anywhere around us and in our recent history. So we appreciate INEC for putting that.
INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu believes that over the years, the collation of results has been one of the weakest links in the election management process in Nigeria.
I can confidently say that the days of wanton manipulation of election results are over. This wanton manipulation of election results are clearly over. Yet, we are not resting on our oars, knowing that we must remain several steps ahead of those who seek to undermine the system. And there are many bad guys in the field trying to undermine the system. But we stand for electoral justice.
The election management body is of the strongest view that the new Electoral Act, which gives backing to the use of technology in the results management process, will help to build more confidence in the system. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Next, some sporting stories with Cynthia Ogun.
We begin with football as one of Nigeria's representatives in the CAF Champions League, Plateau United, started their campaign on a sound note, securing a valuable away 2-all draw against Stade Manji in Port Gentil, Gabon on Saturday. The second leg comes up next weekend at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja. Meanwhile, Nigeria's other club in the competition, Rivers United, will take on Liberia's Watanga FC on Sunday as Kwara United take on Douanes of Niger, while Remo Stars play Asfar Rabat in Morocco in the CAF Confederation Cup. Golfing took a different dimension in Abuja over the weekend, with about 100 golfers competing in a one-day cultural tournament at the IBB International Golf and Country Club, Abuja. Handicap 8 player Usman Anibasa crossed 80 for a net of 72 to emerge overall winner, while Professor Vicky Sylvester won the best outfit for the tournament, which is aimed at fusing sports and culture in the projection of Nigeria's external image.
Let's do something that has to do with our culture and see each and every one of us putting on something to showcase our culture.
To me, I'm very happy this evening that what I've been preaching, I've come to fuse.
Finally, to tennis, world number 1 Iga Swiatek capped a dominant season by beating Tunisian's 5th seed Ons Jabeur at the US Open to win her second major title of 2022. Swiatek won 6-2, 7-6, 7-5 to secure the season's final Grand Slam trophy on the New York hard courts. 21-year-old Swiatek's previous 2 wins both came on the clay at the French Open, while Jabeur's quest for one of the sport's 4 most prestigious titles continues. Meanwhile, Carlos Alcaraz and Casper Ruud will play for the men's singles title and world number 1 ranking in Sunday's final. With Sports Update, Cynthia Ogun, NTA News.
In Sports Update ends Panorama today. Thank you so much for watching. We weren't able to join our studio again in Sokoto. Do bear with us. I'm Elizabeth Omori. And remember to always join the campaign against rape and rapists.